Welcome to Ish I Saw on TikTok. In this series, we look at TikToks and some stitched responses where something very prevalent in dating today is discussed. Then finally, I'll provide my commentary at the end of just me being myself, unfiltered and unadulterated. Hi, I'm Janelle, the relationship coach behind The Successful Invisible. I work with successful, savvy, wonderful, professional Black women, single professional Black women who are 35 plus and are seeking just better dating options and have no clue where to start. Check out my links below if you're interested in working with me one-on-one or in a group coach setting. The goal of exploring some of these TikToks is to spark discussion and help you to develop more awareness, including self-awareness, in some of the patterns you've either engaged in or allow in your own dating life. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
I'm a professional dating coach, and this is 5 early red flags that you should never ignore when dating a new man. Number 1, they will tell you secrets about their life that will make you feel pity for them early on. People who have been through genuine hard times in their life very rarely share that with people who they just met. Most of the time they will do to see how you emotionally respond to them, and if they get the reaction that they are looking for, then they will think that you are easy to manipulate. Number 2, he's just met you and he's talking bad about his ex to you. It's a red flag if he calls his ex crazy, blaming his ex for everything, or oversharing their relationship with you and he's only just met you. It shows that he's socially unaware because he should know that you don't want to talk about his ex when you just met him. Number 3, he's indecisive. You'll be the one planning all the dates and you'll be the one making all the big decisions in the relationship because that person can't make their mind up about anything. It will get exhausting for you. Number 4, he talks badly about his friends. He's the one freely choosing to hang out with these people, and if he's calling them idiots, well, 9 out of 10 times he's going to be an idiot himself. Birds of a feather flock together. And number 5, if you are open-minded and you like to grow as a person and you have ambition, and you start dating a man who has none of these traits, then you two will not work as a couple because you either grow together or you grow apart.
Top red flags in guys on first dates. If he is constantly checking his phone on the date, Habibti, get on your phone and call an Uber because this date is officially over. If he is chewing gum on the date, Habibti, chew on this. This man is probably prepping to kiss you on the first date, which is a no-go. It shouldn't happen. Get up and go. If he asks to split the check, Habibti, check yourself. Why did you go on this date in the first place? Red flag.
Ladies, I'm about to tell you the red flag that you should be looking for on the first date when you're sitting across from this man. And they're not going to like this one, but that is what it is. When he is always agreeing with you, when he's so agreeable, when he comes across like he's got the goggles on, the googly goggles, everything he says, he's just trying to get on your good side. He doesn't want to cause any friction. By the way, I know you've probably been on all your dates are probably like that. No friction. Because that's what they typically do. Oh, less friction. I don't want to stir the pot with anything. That's a flag, ladies. See, you need to see these flags. Because he's not trying to stir the pot. He still wants you to feel good about him. And there's nothing wrong with that, setting a vibe, but setting a vibe where it's too much. He's agreeing too much. It's too, that's going to cause some issues down the road, ladies. You need to know he stands on some business. He has an opinion, and he's not afraid to tell you his opinion, regardless of how you feel about the opinion. Whether it's a belief, whether it's a fact, whatever it is, he needs to be able to stand on it and not care about how you feel about it. If he's not doing that, he might have the googly goggles on, which is like, okay, yep. Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. Oh my God, tell me more. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, Him, watch out for him. Watch out for him. He'll pull that rug later on once he gets what he wants. Oh, no, don't let me go there. See, the one that's willing to stand on it, in a nice way, as a gentleman, of course. but a stand-on business gentleman, one with some, yeah. Ladies, the red flag that you need to look for on date one, the big one, the biggest one possibly, one of them, is when he's too agreeable, when he agrees with everything you say, when he wants to cause no friction. He doesn't want friction because friction gets in the way of intimacy. Friction is a friction point. He doesn't want that to get in the way, so he's afraid to insert his real opinion. And he starts to say, oh yeah, I love that. Oh, you do that? Oh, yeah, I agree. Red flag. Even if he does agree, the fact that he's so forward to get you to be like, oh, it'll make you feel comfortable that he agrees with you, because people tend to like people that agree on the same things. See how that works? Red flag. If he is too agreeable, red flag. He needs to have an opinion. If he doesn't have an opinion and he's always agreeing with everything you say, you got a problem. You got a big problem. Even if he does agree with the things that you're saying, he should be questioning why you're saying what you're saying, not just being like, yep, okay, fantastic. Oh, you do? I love puppies too. I've always wanted one. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we see things the same way. No. Oh, no.
This is a major red flag if a guy you're interested in does this. Check this out.
These red flags. He's a mystery. If he's a mystery and unknowable, run. Run. Mystery. Because see, some of y'all date some fine, mysterious people. But he fine, though, he fine. But he's very vague in conversation. So where you live? Yeah, you know. Where you work? Center City? Where you go to church? I've been looking around. Like, if it's constant vagueness, you need to run.
Do not ignore this red flag. A man that want to come to your house on the first date, he want to sleep with you, acting like he want to watch a movie. He want to make a movie with you. Get away from men like that, because when they can't get it, they gone.
Man who is serious about you, it is extremely unlikely that he would even ask you for money in the early stages of dating. So to me, the fact that if he does ask you, that's a warning sign to begin with. It's a red flag at the very least to address. Because we have to understand that when a man is serious about a woman, views her as this could be my potential future wife or whatever, his mindset is impressing you. And men know, the vast majority of men understand that financial stability is something that women look for. And no man who's trying to impress a woman wants to come off as broke. He doesn't want to come off as I need you financially. If he doesn't care how that looks to you, it might be because he's just there to use you to begin with.
If a guy wants a first date to be at his house, is that a red flag? Yes, that's a red flag. Okay, a lot of you ladies are saying to me stuff like, oh, he wants me to come over, he wants to cook dinner for me. Cook dinner for you? Cook dinner? If he's not Gordon Ramsay, I don't want nobody cooking dinner, okay? Take me out to Nobu, all right? Nobu, I can guarantee you, Nobu cooks a little better than Steve.
So one of the first red flags that you might be dealing with a narcissistic person is the unequal distribution of information on the first few dates. And what I mean by unequal distribution of information is that you feel like you're oversharing information and not getting information in return when you're dealing with a narcissistic person. Like one thing I think a lot of people get wrong about a lot of narcissists is you think that narcissists are going to talk about themselves on the first date. Does that happen? Yeah, that absolutely does happen. But you get the analytical narcissistic people that study you and want you to just verbal vomit and trauma dump on them in the first few meetings so they know everything about you. And you end up knowing very little about them. So with this unequal distribution of information, you don't really get to know the person, and they have all the information necessary to love bomb you, to control you, to manipulate you with, and whatnot. So I just tell people, look, y'all, take things slow. Make people earn your information. Don't just hand it over willy-nilly to somebody you just met because you're physically attracted to them or financially attracted to them. Whatever level of attraction you have to this person, take things slow. Make them earn it. Make them earn your information. Don't just give it to them willy-nilly, because then it's easier to manipulate you with. It's easier to love bomb you if I know everything about you. Stop giving people the blueprint to manipulate you. And make sure you follow the YouTube channel if you already haven't. Thank you.
Ladies, here are some red flags in the talking stage. And if you're not already following my black ass, I advise you to hit that follow button, okay? It's free. Number 1, when he misses you, he misses you, but only at night. That means he wants one thing and one thing only, and guess what it is? Yeah, it's that shit between your legs. Do me a favor, don't take these motherfuckers serious, because they're not gonna take you serious. Number 2, friends and family members hate his ass. They absolutely despise them. Please listen to your friends and family. Want to know who's really good at judging character? Your mom or your pops. I've realized that over time. A lot of the times, my dad has been right about a lot of shit, so listen to them when they tell you they don't like that motherfucker. I mean, think about it. Usually these people, our parents, have a lot of wisdom, so it's good to, listen to them every now and then. And when it comes to your friends, your real friends only want what's best for you, so it's good to possibly listen to them too sometimes. Number 3, they are a professional roast artist when it comes to their exes. They do nothing but talk shit. They will talk shit about their ex no matter what happened in the relationship. They had nothing to do with it. They were the victim in this situation. Their ex did everything wrong. Stay away from these motherfuckers. That's gotta be a huge red flag for you, because how are they gonna talk about your ass if things go wrong? Think about it.
Oh, you want to know one of the absolute biggest red flags on a first date? I'll tell you. First dates are obviously all about getting this awkwardness out. You're just kind of there. You don't really know the other person. They're probably putting on a facade. So are you. And I'm actually just going to give you 2 red flags for the price of 1, so just sit back and enjoy. Red flag number 1 is when one person thinks they're obviously better than the other person, whether it's due to money or the other person had asked them out and they're feeling like gratified in the situation. It's like, all right, you go. You're equals. Don't go thinking you're better than the other person. Don't go thinking you're so much lower than the other person. Go as equals and then let the actual personality come out, and then you're a better person. Red flag number 2, and I'm assuming at this point you're both equals. You both have treated each other very well. If someone goes on a first date to look for red flags or to try and get the ick so they can just go home and just say, oh, I tried, whatever. That is the biggest red flag. That is disgusting. Just go on the first date. Obviously, you want to vet the person. You want to make sure that they're not crazy and you're not crazy for liking them. But you can 100% tell when someone's looking for an excuse not to date somebody. Like, have you ever heard someone make up like an excuse? Oh, the way like he brushed his hair back, it just kind of gave me the ick. Or the way she talks super fast. It's like, slow down. I don't even think that's being picky. I just think that's kind of not even taking a chance to get to know somebody. So, red flag, don't do that.
Beware of this first date red flag. If you're on a first date with somebody and out of nowhere they start going on and on about their ex, maybe they are complaining about them, maybe they start bad talking or smearing their ex to you, or maybe it sounds like they still like them. But either way, it is not a good sign. And you have to ask yourself, why are they talking about their ex on a first date? Are they trying to triangulate me with them? Are they trying to condition or groom me to see their ex as crazy? Are they playing the victim? Or are they just not over their ex? And even if their ex was truly crazy or abusive, it is still not a good sign to talk about that on a first date, because it probably means they haven't processed and truly healed from that situation, and they probably won't be emotionally available for you.
If a man does one of 3 things, or all 3 things before you guys start dating, walk away. he's not serious about you. If he asks for your Snapchat, walk away, that's a red flag. No grown man asks for a woman's Snapchat if he's serious about getting to know her. Snapchat is for 16-year-olds who are just trying to get their score up. Second is asking for inappropriate pics. This man is not looking for a long-term thing, he's looking for some short-term fun. Red flag, walk away, don't send him anything. The third is when he invites you back to his place instead of putting effort and takes you out on a date. This man is only for short term, he puts no effort, he doesn't care. If he cared, he would take you out and try to sweep you off your feet. If at any moment a man makes you feel uncomfortable or something in your gut tells you that something is wrong, walk away. It's not worth it. It's better to be safe than to be hurt or unhappy.
If a man refuses dinner for a first date and will only do drinks, is that a red flag? Yeah, say no. Say, oh, well, we're not on the same page. I'm an old-fashioned girl. I only do proper dates. If you don't do a proper date, that's cool. Don't worry about it. Low-value dates is a big red flag. You don't have to agree with me, but low-value dates lead to low-value relationships from low-value guys. If you let a guy take you on a low-value date, you're saying, I'm open for anything. Let's sleep together. No effort. You're going to get a whole bunch of dirtbags. The high-value date thing separates all the low-value to the high-value. It's a huge difference. How to decline a low-value date and ask for a high-value date? It's all in the process of upgrading. So if this guy says, hey, let's get together for a drink, say, I would absolutely love to go on a date with you. It'd be awesome if we could share a meal instead.
Big red flag in dating is whenever they talk about their ex on the very first date. Why is that a red flag? Because it lets you know that they are either not fully over their ex or what happened in that past relationship. Now, why is that bad for you? Because it shows you that they have a tough time letting go of things. And if you pursue a relationship with this person, whenever you do something, they're going to have a very tough time letting go of it.
These are 3 red flags when you first meet a man. Number 1, he's overly sexual. This usually means he only wants one thing and one thing only. Number 2, he's inconsistent. If he can't be consistent early on, the chances of him being consistent over the long haul are slim to none. Number 3, you're investing into the relationship more than he is. This is when you're jumping through hoops to be a good partner, but he's only doing the bare minimum. This is usually a sign of things to come. Never settle for less than you're willing to accept. It'll only disappoint you in the long run. So look out for these red flags and save yourself time and emotional energy.
4 big red flags after a first date. Number 1, they overshare or they undershare. If someone is spending most of the first date talking, hate to break it to you, but they're probably not interested in you. They also might be someone who's trying to cover their anxiety about the date by talking a lot, but it's not a good sign. If someone is talking a lot, they probably don't know how to make conversation with you, and that's not someone that you want to spend your time with in the long term. If they're undersharing, this is a bad sign too. They might be really shy, but that's not an excuse not to get to know someone. If they can't make conversation with you, they're probably just looking for a date and they aren't actually interested in you. Number 2, they complain a lot. If you're on a date with someone who's constantly complaining and talking about how they hate their boss, their friends, their family, whatever, it's a sign that this person is probably someone who has a very grandiose sense of self or someone who has a very low sense of self and they're trying to compensate for that. It's also a very clear sign that they don't have healthy relationships in their life. Everyone goes through difficult things from time to time, but if you're on a date with someone who can't say anything good about someone, much less you, that's a huge red flag. Stay away from this person. Number 3, they try to force you to talk about something. A first date is a chance to get to know someone and to ease your way into more complex and more intimate topics. If someone is trying to pressure you to talk about something right away, like sex or babies or marriage or something pretty far down the line like that, that's not someone that you want to talk with. Chances are they don't know boundaries or they don't understand that human relationships are developed over time. It's important to be able to have meaningful things to talk about, but there's plenty of things to talk about that aren't as intimate as that on a first date. If your date is sharing a lot of private or seemingly private information about their friends and family, that's a bad sign too. It shows that they don't understand boundaries and they can't respect information that other people have confided in them about. If they're this lackadaisical about respect and trust and boundaries with their family and friends, you can only guess how little respect and trust they'll show for you in the same regard. Number 4, after the date is over, you never hear from them or you don't hear from them for several days at a time. Everybody has things going on in their life, and most people have jobs that they work at. Some people might be students, and still other people might be stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home dads. Frankly, it doesn't really matter what someone's schedule looks like, because if they're interested in you, they'll make an effort to express that. You also won't be wasting time waiting to hear back from them, wondering if they really enjoyed your date or not. People who struggle with follow-up typically have some other area in their life that's preventing them from having deep and fulfilling relationships, even if they want to. For personal recommendations on your dating life, book a free consultation with the link in my bio.
Ladies, if you ask a man a direct question and he can't give you a direct answer, that means he's not serious about you. For example, you'll be like, hey, do you see yourself in a long-term partnership with me? If he can't say yes or no, and he's always trying to like give you this drawn out answer, and it's not just a yes or no, he's basically giving you an answer. He's not serious about you. He doesn't want to say no because he don't want to lose you. He don't want to say yes because he doesn't want to give you false hope. But he's real quick to sleep with you. He's real quick to hit you up when he's bored. He's real quick to use you for his convenience. But when it comes to you trying to see what his intent is with you, guys don't like that, especially if they're not serious about you. A guy that's not serious about you, he hates when you ask them those type of questions. They get so irritated. Oh, why don't you just chill, enjoy the moment, go with the flow? Nah, he wants you to keep being a dummy. Don't be a dummy. I've been there, done that. I'm trying to help somebody. You better listen. You better listen. That's how you know a dude's not serious about you. When you ask him a serious question about his intentions with you, he'll say things like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to take it slow. You know, I've been through a lot. I just want to make sure, you know, everything is everything. And, you know, I ain't really just trying to just move too quick because, you know, you gotta just move slow and make sure things. Nah, that's because he wants you to keep being dumb. He wants you to stay around until he finds what he actually wants. So he wants you there for his convenience. So he's going to give you these long, drawn out answers and all this because it's manipulation. It's manipulation. I've been there, done that. So I'm just trying to help you ladies out here. Like, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. I'm telling you, if he can't give you a direct answer, he BSing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to, you know, take it real slow and just make sure. No, because a man who is serious about you, he gonna let you know, I want to be with you. He's gonna tell you,
Let's jump into my favorite part of all of the content I post on YouTube, and that's just my thoughts, where I get to kind of express what I feel about whatever we have read or gone over. So let's get into it. In this part 1 of early signs of dating, like red flags or on the first date, what I really appreciate about all of the men that I captured their, TikToks and their takes about is that it boils down to two things really. Looking for someone who is not really interested in you, i.e., splitting the check and talking about his ex, etc., and also looking out for someone who is trying to manipulate you, meaning they're sharing trauma way too early, or they're trying to work an emotional angle to kind of test your reactions or shit testing. So those two things, if you can boil it down to those two things, ladies, I really believe, and these are men saying this, so I really believe you will have a much better experience in dating. When it comes to going out there, putting ourselves out there as women, preferably not on the dating apps, in real life is much better. It actually stems the flow in my experience. This is anecdotal evidence. This is not proven anywhere. In my experience, you have a better feel upfront and early about the type of person you're interacting with. So when you go out here and you're dating and you're trying to get to know the other person, you want to really be mindful of pinpointing these tactics. So you have to stay on your game. You have to stay on your mark. I'm not talking about from a point of being negative. I'm talking about from a point of being safe, because a lot of the things mentioned by the men in these different TikToks is that these, behaviors and red flags can lead to something else, meaning that these men they're setting you up, or they're showcasing, that's a better way to phrase it. They are demonstrating what you have to look forward to in the future. So if there's manipulation, lies, and low effort in the beginning, that is the tone of your interaction with this person. So it is very wise to not fall for that. Look for manipulation and look for a lack of genuine interest. Another thing is, I think this is very important about mentioning the ex. It's very revealing that someone's also unhealed, and that could lead into a whole slew of other, problems, mental, emotional, etc. It doesn't have to, but it's a huge one to also look out for. So not genuine interest. I want to also add that caveat. Let me know in the comments below what you have experienced, or maybe how, some of your first dates have gone, good, bad, and different, especially the bad ones. Definitely want to hear other people's experiences. Chime in below. Thank you for joining me today for this episode of Ish I Saw on TikTok. Early stage dating / first date red flags, part 1 of 2. Watch this video again and take some notes to reflect on any current or former situations, romantic situations that you have been in with men, and if you've ever seen any of these red flags. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, check out the links below. Also, check out my podcast, The Successful Invisible, next season publishing soon on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Until next time, this is your relationship coach, Jay Now, signing off.